Hey everybody, welcome back to Backyard Lawn and Garden. Today I'm going to show a few six seed that you should be sowing in February. And if you stick to the end, there's also a bonus seed that you may not have thought about starting so early. First seed you should be planting in February, onions. Onions can take up to 2 weeks to germinate in cool soil, so you may want to use a heat mat to speed up the process. You can transplant your seedlings into the ground 4 to 6 weeks before your last frost date. Second seed that you should be planting in February, basil. Basil is probably my favorite herb to plant. I love the aroma that it gives off. I love it in sauce, on pizza, just about anything. And you could turn basil into a candle. I would like that too. So if anybody knows how to do that, leave a comment down below. Basil seeds can germinate in about a week, and like onions, they like warm soil to get them going. So you can use your heat mat on basil as well. And once it germinates, then make sure that you turn off your heat mat. Basil seeds can be transplanted after the threat of all frost has passed. Speaking of frost dates, if you're not sure if your first or last frost date, check out this card that's over here or over here on a video that I posted last season on how you can find your first and last frost date for your area. And don't forget, stick around to the end for that bonus seed that you should be starting in February that you may not have thought about. The third seed that you should be planting in February, parsley is a super slow germinator, taking about 3 weeks to germinate. And while you would typically start this about 6 weeks before your last frost date, since it takes so long, you want to get started early. You can transplant this outside after all the threat of frost has passed. Fourth seed that you should be planting in February is pepper. Peppers take about 7 to 14 days to germinate. You definitely want to use a heat mat for these. You can help speed up the germination process by soaking the seeds overnight in water before you plant. You want to plant these outside after your last frost date. I'll typically wait about 2 weeks after my last frost date just to make sure. But you need to look at your weather pattern and check to see if there's any threat of frost. For me, 2 weeks past my frost date is around Memorial Day weekend, or the week leading up to Memorial Day. I'll take a time out to get my peppers in the ground. The fifth seed that you should be planting in February, lettuce. Lettuce thrives in cool conditions and does not require a heat mat to germinate. In fact, a heat mat will actually make this germinate slower. So you don't want to do that. Once it germinates, you want to make sure it gets under some kind of light source, either a super sunny window or grow lights. And then you can plant this out in the garden about a week before your last frost date. Just make sure you check your variety for frost tolerance. The tip that you should be planting in February, broccoli. Broccoli is another cool season crop. Again, don't use a heat mat for this because it likes cooler soil in order to germinate. You'll typically start this 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost date. And then you can transplant this outdoors about 2 weeks before your last frost date. One thing to mention about broccoli, both broccoli and lettuce, is that you can do fall planting for both. And at that point, you can sow them directly in the ground, around August. If you're still here with me, then you've made it to the bonus tip. The seed that you should be planting in February that you may not have thought about, tomatoes. Tomatoes should be started about 6 weeks before your last frost date. But if you have the room and the right setup, you can start these in February. It'll give you a head start on harvesting. I've started these in February for the last few years. Fortunately, I have the right setup for it, and the weather's gotten warm enough where I would be able to put them outside during the day and then bring them back in at night. You'll put these outdoors after the threat of frost has passed. Again, much like the peppers, I'll do this about 2 weeks after the frost date. I'll put them in the ground, or, the week leading up to Memorial Day. And there you have it. 6 seeds plus a bonus seed that you should be planting in February. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel to help push it out to other gardeners like you that are looking for this type of content. Don't forget to comment, like, and share. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Happy planting, everybody.